Men are officially retarded nowadays. We can call it. We want to mock women for caring too much about what others think. Folks, men across the world are investing in leg lengthening surgeries. Oddly enough, some from the same crowds that hate transgender people. Let me elaborate on the issue for you. Men across the world are investing in a surgery that can cost them upwards of $100,000 to allow them to, what you may ask, break the femur, your largest and strongest bone, insert these tools that hold the bones in place to allow a few inches of room in between your newly severed leg, and then you got about 9 to 12 months recovery for full use of both of your goddamn legs. Men are doing this because they feel insecure, they feel tiny, they feel like no one understands them. They sound like little bitches to me, if I'm being honest. If I'm gonna be so just legit with you, they voice it like a transgender person. They go, "I wasn't my true self at 5'6". Now I'm happy and fulfilled at 5'9". By the way, half of the time these are like red pill type guys, the guys that would mock people for doing gender transition surgery. It's like, you're just as bad as them, excuse you. I'm gonna be honest, these freak shows that you see who are willing to make these weird advancements, body modifications, allowing doctors the canvas of their body for all of their inverted visions, self-hatred things, these are the types of people we used to have big buildings called mental health sanatoriums for. And you used to not hear from these people after about middle school because we realized they were so self-reflected, self-hating, that honestly they were a burden to everybody else with their presence. Just being around an ill mind after a while, I don't know if you've noticed this, after a while of being around somebody who's just not right in the head, it's bad for us normal-minded people. Nowadays, we don't have big crazy buildings for crazy people. We make them commit crimes first and then we throw them in prison. But folks, let's hear about it maybe from these men. Maybe I'm ignorant. Maybe once I hear it from them, once I hear all the positives, maybe I'll understand this odd trend. Let's go.
I was 168 centimeters before. I'm 5'9" now, so 175.
He was 5'6" before the surgery, and now he's 5'9". You get 3 inches, my guy.
I can't move. I can't do nothing, basically. Please give me some morphine because I'm dying.
It's something the influencer Clavicular has said is the future, and other looks maxers also promote it as a way to improve your dimensions. Leg lengthening, it's not for the faint of heart. This is where a doctor will surgically break your bone and insert a device that slowly pulls it apart as it's trying to heal, forming new bone within.
So you have an open wound in your legs for the whole period of the lengthening process, which is not fun. You know, it's painful also.
And is this something fueled by women?
Oh my god, shut the fuck up. What's unfortunate is that these men have little to no personality. These men are honestly less than just their sexual and emotional desires. They're weaker than anyone can really understand. These men who end up, by the way, these are the types of men that end up poisoning the world with their horrifically dull ideas and poor states of mind. Christ, quit blaming women just because you can't get some pussy. Jerk off once or thrice if you're honestly feeling that lonely. Actually, by the way, maybe that's part of the issue. Most of the time, these men are addicted to porn. They refuse to work on their self-image. They refuse to submit to the universal powers that may be. They have little to no interest in anything beyond what's inside their heads. It's sad. It's just pathetic. It's so stupid. Let's hear it.
They do the surgery just because they think they're gonna have more success with like girls. We're the main reason why the men they do this.
Marius, who went from 5'7" to almost 5'11", has been sharing his journey on TikTok and believes it's important to be honest about the good and the bad.
I remember when I woke up after the surgery, the moment I moved my leg, I felt like the worst pain ever.
So why'd you do it?
This surgery cost as much as £100,000, but in places in Turkey, it can be as little as £20,000. That means you're immobile in hospital for months while the bone is being lengthened, and many months afterwards as well, while you learn how to walk again. How long do you think you'll reach full mobility?
So I've got another good 6 months to fully recover, hopefully, you know.
Jesus fuck.
I'm doing basics now. I can jump, I can squat.
So what drives these men, who aren't even looks maxers, to undergo such grueling surgeries? Who made himself homeless after spending all his money on becoming taller, said this.
Oh my god, men are making themselves homeless. Don't try to blame women for this. I'm so sorry to say it. This is just men digging themselves into a hole. This is like when women try to get all, oh, you're the reason that we have the makeup industry. You're the reason that everybody wants to be a size 0. No. Actually, most of the time, it's the fact that all of your girlfriends look at you because they want to find. By the way, most of the time, women develop friend groups of like, you'll see that they transition from the skinniest to the fattest. And it's like a line of dissension where every person who is a little bit skinnier than the last brought on the bigger person because women love hanging out with people that are bigger than them. That's just a fact because it makes them look better by comparison.
Was the only way out of crippling mental mental health issues?
My main issue was the psychological effect of being short. I always felt like the underdog. I always felt like I'm not good enough. I'm not man enough. I wouldn't want to
You clearly aren't man enough if you're sitting there going, oh, 5'6", I can't manage to give anything to a woman. Maybe you don't. Maybe these people realize they have no personality. They have nothing going for them besides the idea that they might be able to intimidate a woman sexually.
I'll be depressed. I'll just be alone, like by myself, not wanting to speak to anybody.
That's probably for the best.
This is really affecting my life.
He described the fear he felt moments before he went under, but still had no regret.
I remember prior to going into surgery, right? I'm thinking like, mate, I can really die, but if I do, like, I'm at peace because I'm gonna die knowing that I'm dying, chasing my dream. Like,
This is such mental illness. This is so mental illness coded. This is the same people that are like transition the kids at like 9, get them on hormone blockers, get them on the idea of like, no, your name's not Nate now, it's Courtney. Like, come on.
Like you asked me, like, do I regret it? I do not regret it 100%.
He travelled to Turkey without telling any of his family or friends that he was getting this surgery at a specialised clinic.
You didn't tell anybody you got this done?
Nah, I didn't tell anyone because I felt they wouldn't understand. They wouldn't have understood where I was coming from.
Because you're coming from a place, I love this so much. When people say, no one really understands the perspective that I have, most of the time people who say that have crazy perspectives. Or perspectives that take so long of sitting in the dark by yourself, hating who you are, who you've grown up to be, because you just have no sense of self, you have no sense of anything that guides you in this life. And then it's like, well, just like kind of like, go away. No one wants to be around this type of a fucking schmo. A nobody. I'm gonna be honest with you. A nobody. A loser.
5'9". I know I'm not the tallest now, right?
5'9", I'm taller than you, you motherfucker. I've been called. I have been, like, known. I around my area, I grew up with Nordics. I grew up in Minnesota, so there was a bunch of tall people and shit like that. I'm 5, whatever, like 5'9", 10-ish. That's kind of like where it evens out, especially if you get me in shoes. Like, I'm just gonna be honest with you. This is next level retard.
I'm taller. I'm happy.
This was something that Marius also felt.
When I found about the surgery, I was like, yeah, definitely, I want to do it. I'm happy, I feel confident,
Interesting.
You oddly look more like a midget after the surgery because your body, the way that you the body is designed to carry its weight a certain way. And if you lengthen shit out, if you Mr. Fantastic stretch yourself out, all this shit, it's gonna sit weird. You look like a legal midget now.
Both of the men that we spoke to didn't feel like this would be an issue that could have been solved through therapy.
Many people, they said, go to the psychiatrist.
No, I don't go to the psychiatrist because guess what? The psychiatrist is also like Freudian weirdos who are going to tell you that it all goes back to the idea that you want to fuck your mother. I'm not telling you to go to psychiatrists. I'm telling you to work on yourself. Whatever that means for you, I'm not the one to give you that because you're the man who needs to figure out what that looks like for you. And if you're not man enough to figure out what that is, you're not a man. I'm sorry.
That's not gonna fix it.
I just never thought therapy would, like, anyone would really understand where I was coming from.
Some data suggests that the rate of complications is 1 in 2 patients, with horrific infections, bone deformities, and nerve damage all on the line.
It is really arduous surgery. Patients do need to have psychological assessment to understand that they're doing it for the right reason. Have you got the financing?
What is the right reason? Wait a minute. Doctors will hear this. Are you doing this because it's gonna make you happy? Whenever doctors say that, it is a false positive. Do you know why? No one can say whether or not a transition or a surgery would make them happy. So doctors are relying on self-diagnosis. This is the exact same situation as the transgender stuff. And listen, I still would call Caitlyn Jenner a woman. I'm gonna vote for her when she runs for president. It's unfortunate. I'm sorry you hate trans people. I'm sorry. Sucks. I'm willing to watch her and her girlfriend go make America great again.
Not just to pay for the surgery, but to be able to live during the period of time where you'll be economically inactive.
To let the patients know how it's gonna be. Each of the holes that I had in my leg got infected.
They really are difficult problems, and I don't envy the poor souls that have them.
God, what do you mean have them? They enlist in them. It's not like you were born with the desire to create your legs longer. Jesus fuck. Ladies and gentlemen, ladies specifically, drink milk. I'm so sorry. Like, if you're pregnant right now, caloric intake, because if you like at all create a tinier baby, if you make him feel little in this world, my God, he's gonna get that phone and he is gonna feel like Mom, why didn't you optimize your protein intake? Now I'm 5 5'4". And it's your fault. All right. We also have men willing to do anything to keep their hair nowadays, all except, I guess, like keeps. There's a booming cosmetics market, more specifically in Turkey. A new series of deaths has people worried about the nation that performs the most hair transplants than any other country. Just fucking go bald. Guys, balding men specifically, listen up. Once my hairline creeps back far enough, if it ever does, you will see a bald ollie. You will see me. By the way, it's distinguished. Many cultures view it as a sign of like a release of the ego, a detachment from the material, a redirection of all of your energy towards the deeper wisdom, and it can signify the season of the spiritual transition, the shedding of the old burdens, the surrendering the need for control. In all honesty, even keeping around barely any hair still looks better than if you have a yellow scalp from necrosis. Dudes, hair is a symbol of vigor and youth, and it's not meant to stay around fully. I'm just going to be honest with you. Mine's already starting to gray. I can't fight it. None of us can. None of us can fight the aging of our bodies, but promise me this. You will use hair volumizers, you will use dyes, you will use powders, you will use whatever you need to feel confident and happy, but you have to promise me, Ollie Volt Larson, that you will never, ever consider undergoing a hair transplant. I'm doing this for you. Many men, I'm just going to be honest with you, many men wish death on me, not that, but who have had them say that it's the biggest regret they have. I'm just going to be honest with you. They have this weird flap of skin in the back of their head because they tried to get the hair follicles to grow in the right way. Fuck that, man. Fuck that shit. That's a medical psyop that's designed to make men care about things that don't really matter. And I love, by the way, let's just play this clip from Turkey before we get into my greater gripes with Big Pharma. Let's go.
The final costs may be around 1/4 of those in the United States, but there is also a thriving black market in Turkey, and scare stories in the media warn of other potential costs.
Often we see a problem with over-harvestings, and that can lead to awful scarring, and in some very serious cases, necrosis, and that's death of the tissue. Because the primary problem is non-medical people doing a lot of the surgical steps, and the disregard, I suppose, for the medical aspect of hair transplant surgery.
In 2025, 2 British men died shortly after going to clinics in Turkey. Turkey carries out more hair transplants than any other country, and has also become a magnet for all forms of medical and cosmetic tourism, often packaged to include a holiday, teeth and hair into one enticing bundle. In 2023, Turkey tightened the regulations around hair transplants. Still, travelling across the globe to place your head in the hands of someone you may not meet until the day of surgery comes with risks. And it puts patients thousands of miles away from
You want to go over there and have some Turk operate with tools that don't look clean, by the way. You can see how they look fucking yellow on the ends of them. You want some Turkish lady to put you under, well, some guy, because they're not going to let the woman do it, but you're going to have some guy pricking at the top of your head over and over, trying to align your scalp so that it grows. What are you even... think about it. Think about it for 5 seconds.
surgeons during aftercare.
What if it goes wrong? What if something goes wrong medically in Turkey, in a country that's 5,000 miles away? Am I hypochondriac? It scares me.
Then why are you doing it, you fucking dumb shit?
He's one of roughly 1 million people who travel there each year just to save their hairline.
Oh my god, guys, give it up.
$2 billion a year industry.
People are gonna go, you don't get it. You're one of the luscious heads. You don't understand our plight. You look wiser without it. I'm just gonna be so honest with you. When it comes to like the creeping back of hairlines, guys, let's not fight it. Patrick Stewart is not an unattractive man. Is he gay for Ian McKellen? Yes, that doesn't even matter to me. But what does matter to me is that this is a profit off of insecurity. And I want to make it clear to most men, you don't need this shit. Everybody is so willing to call out Big Pharma. Even on the left, they want to talk about insurance companies. They want to talk about how hospitals set ridiculous prices to try to fuck us over. And they run out all these sorts of things that they barely even figure out how to test. And how can we trust all this sort of stuff? And then they're getting comfortable with the idea of questioning the medical industry, especially in the era of Trump. Trump, you'll notice that people that were heavy on, like, get the vaccine, do all of this junk back in 2020, now all of a sudden, just because Trump is in control, suddenly they're getting all nervous and suspicious. Let's be really honest. When you go, just imagine what they're doing to the vaccines. A lot of people will just look at you like you just shot them. They still have the Dr. Fauci bobblehead. They make jokes about aborted fetuses in vaccines, cancer cells, and pig cells. They don't even realize that that's true. These people have never actually read a book about vaccines in their lives. People are going to hear this and go, Ollie, are you anti-vax? Borderline. I'm confused why you're so trusting of the government, the medical industry that's shown over and over they don't give a fuck about you. And once, by the way, it became illegal to sue vaccine manufacturers directly for standard covered vaccine injuries on October 1st, 1988, following the enactment of the National Childhood Vaccine Injury Act of 1986. You still need specialized processes to get any sort of payback if these things harm you or your child. Folks, read a book, investigate, research, ask your doctor about vaccines. Next time that you see one, they are never taught anything about how these devices work. Fucking Vince Vaughn was kicked out of his child's doctor's office because he was trying to refuse vaccines. Guys, people know about this. Vince Vaughn knows this. If you start coming out with hantavirus shots, Ebola shots, fuck it. Fuck this shit. It's woods Ollie time. I'm going to be broadcasting from somewhere out in the woods. I will not give away my location. I'm moving out, heading out. Please ask your doctors about this shit. Test their knowledge. See how much they really know. Think and use your brain. I want to encourage all of you to protect yourself because people are so unwilling to question the medical industry in the only contact. They're like, the insurance companies want to kill you. Organ donors want to, they make you sign the organ donor card to steal your organs, which is true. But, vaccines, there's no way they could be hiding anything with the vaccines. And if you question it, are you like an anti-science weirdo? People, science is the fact that it's open to debate. If you don't have open debate, it's not science at all. It's a religion. And Western medicine, as we know it today, is a religion. There's rules you must follow. There's people and family ready to cast you out of their groups if you speak out against this dogma. This religion, by the way, most of the time followed by secular people who are anti-religious, they don't even realize they're following it. Just because their priests wear lab coats, and they'll call the non-devout retards. When they're the retards deep down, it's regrettable. I'm sorry to wake you up on vaccines. We should dedicate a whole episode to it. And as a matter of fact, I might next week, and discussing some of the risks, the false goods, like the supposed eradication of polio, all that junk. I'm all in on facts. That's why liars, the schemers, or the lied to and the schemed on hate me. The people living in the lie made by others hate what I'm saying because it's true. Whatever.